Dear friends of EURHODIP, good morning. I'm very happy to be with you today, although I do regret that the COVID-19 prevents us from ending up as we used to do in a more friendly way. My point today is to talk to you about what is basically the DNA of our association. I mean the European Hotel Diploma for EURHODIP. Looking back, when our association was established in 1989, founders have immediately perceived the necessity to introduce a European dimension in the academic programs of our member schools, leading them to add many specific courses to their official syllabus. They also had in mind to design the first qualification with the aim of facilitating the mobility of students in Europe and also their integration into the professional environment of the hotel industry. Basically, these qualifications were awarded to students according to three criteria: speaking a European language different from their mother tongue, doing an internship in any European country from the one they are studying, and finally, and having a good knowledge of the functioning of the European institution and European culture. In fact, they were totally based on the acquisition of a knowledge. Over the years, this organization has shown its limitations and the diplomas became less attractive. But today we all agree that during these last decades, many changes arose in the education area, such as new technology in teaching methods, easier access to knowledge through the net, new skills sourced from young graduates by hotel and tourism professionals. So all these changes have led EURHODIP to design a new European qualification that I will now have the pleasure of presenting with my colleague Guillaume Garcia, General Delegate of EURHODIP and responsible of the registration and the organization of the exams leading to diploma and degrees. In order to design the European qualifications, a member of our Students' Commission first held several working meetings with school directors, deans, professors, experts, and senior staff of the hotel and tourism industry. And then they set a number of principles of work: the use of new communication, teaching and validation techniques, no obligation to add specific courses to those already enrolled in official programs of their country, to award students a European professional co-degree in addition to the national diploma or degree of their own country. And finally, make qualification accessible to everyone through the lowest registration fees. From the results of these working sessions, one diploma and two degrees have been designed based on EQF levels as defined by the European Qualification Foundation of the European Union. The European Diploma in Hotel and Restaurants at level EQF 5 for technicians, the European Bachelor of Management in Hospitality and Tourism at level EQF 6, and the European MBA in Hotel and Tourism at level EQF 7, both at management levels. These three European qualifications are now open to public. Young students enrolled in technical or management education at all EURHODIP member schools, but also to any young employees in the hotel and tourism industries having any level of responsibility and who would like to have their professional experience validated by European qualification. Our qualifications are today supported by the World Tourism Organization of the United Nations, UNWTO, and they have received the accreditation quality label of EURHODIP. The logos of this organization appear on the qualification themselves, bringing an added value for recruiters and leaders of the hotel and tourism industry. You probably want to know now what kind of test or exam must be taken to get to one of these qualifications. Well, it's quite simple. As most of the exams are online, except the one oral session for the highest level, they are scheduled at several periods per year and take place in the school itself of the candidates. First, candidates must take a multiple choice questionnaire of 80 to 140 questions in limited time and in various fields. Secondly, they take a personality test online, which is a test of 300 questions, aiming to reveal their personal profile to join the hospitality industry. And finally, candidates at management level only must take some additional exams. For the bachelor, an oral examination based on the study case with a local jury. For the MBA, a grand oral as a professional interview in the schools with an international jury composed by the experts of the education and study of the hospitality and tourism industry. What are now the benefits from both the graduates and for the member schools? First, to the graduates, they mainly bring a real added value by validating their European professional skills. Then a faster integration in the industry by validating personal skills that are taught after today by professionals in the hospitality and tourism sectors. And finally, a faster social and professional promotion in companies. What is more commonly referred to as the social elevator. And then to the member school, the qualification offers a great criterion for promoting the recruitment of students, a European touch to their training, an added value to their notoriety and reputation, and finally, a strengthening of their relations with the hospitality and tourism industry by offering qualification to the employees and senior staff. Dear member school, to conclude my speech, I would say that it is up to you to know the difference between all your competitors by promoting double degree with European values. I strongly call on you to provide your students as well as your hotel partners the widest publicity on EURHODIP European qualification of professional skills. But you could also do better. Following the example of Vatel Group or Lesama Group, make the registration to the EURHODIP qualification compulsory in addition to the national degrees. Remember, EURHODIP qualification makes a difference, so be part of it. Thank you for listening to me, dear friends. I will now turn the floor over to Guillaume, who will go deeply in the organization of the exams and the registration process, both to schools and to students.
Good morning, all. Thank you very much, Mr. Mann, for this presentation of the new EURHODIP qualification. For those who don't know me, I'm the one behind the bruxelles@eurodip.com email, so it's me. Okay. So as you've just heard, the operation of the EURHODIP qualification is relatively simple. What I'm offering you now is to see in a more concrete way the content of each of the exam, as well as the procedure to follow in order to be able to set up this exam in your schools. Okay, so I think it's important to start by emphasizing the fact that EURHODIP doesn't teach content to students of our member schools. Okay, EURHODIP qualifications are there to assess and certificate the knowledge and the professional competencies of the students in a urban context. Okay, so this is very important. So most of the soft and hard skills assessed in our qualification are skills learned in their courses, in their internships. Concretely, as Mr. Manias just told you, multiple choice question. So we're going to see exactly how is working the exam. So multiple choice questions are made up of 80 random questions for the diploma and 140 for the bachelor and MBA. Okay, so the questions relate to the acquisition of technical and cultural knowledge in the following areas. So you have professional culture, economy and management, general culture and European culture, customer relation, professional behavior and attitude, as well as tourism economy. So the difficulty of the question as well as the proportion of question for each topic varies according to the level. Okay, so depending on each level, the proportion and the difficulty is different. Insofar as certain subjects may not be fully taught in certain course, so we are working on setting up a database made up of websites, basically, that can allow students to prepare particularly for the EURHODIP qualification. Okay, so you can find access to the document on our website in the certification for students section. Okay, so incomplete section will be updated as they go. Okay, and in addition, for pedagogical concerns, and so that the students are not lost in the face of an unknown exam for them, we have set up some mock exam so that they can familiarize themselves with the type of multiple choice question. Okay, so this mock exam will be made available on our website in the coming weeks, and they will be available in French, English, and also Spanish. Okay, so what I suggest now is to enter deeper into the other parts. So basically, personality test, study case, and grand oral. Okay. So the personality test, as the name suggests, doesn't assess candidate skills, okay, but is personal aptitudes. It's not a question of answering correctly or incorrectly, but of evaluating the candidate's profile. So this test consists of 9 parts of 30 questions each, and each part assessing a different aspect of the personality. Okay. So at bachelor level, in addition to that, candidates will have to take an oral exam with a case study. So after doing lots for the subject and 30 minutes of preparation, the candidates orally support the subject for 15 minutes in front of the jury, which will assign a mark. Okay. And in addition to the local jury, the defense must be done in Skype or Zoom, for example, so that a EURHODIP representative mandated by EURHODIP can intervene or ensure that the oral is well done. And basically, the subjects are practical case studies in areas such as communication, marketing, customer relationship management, etc. Okay, and each subject presents the situation in a data sheet as well as the candidate's position. Okay, and in order to help the jury also, EURHODIP will provide an evaluation guide. Okay, so we saw the personality test, the study case, and the last part, the grand oral, which corresponds to the oral exam for MBA levels. Okay, in this case, it's not a study case; it's a job interview. So each subject includes a full job description, conceptualization of the company, as well as the required condition. And the candidate will have around 15 minutes of preparation, followed by 15 minutes of passage. Okay, and the jury will have the results beforehand. The jury will have the results of the candidate's personality test. Okay, so the question which will be done by the jury will be adapted to the candidate's real profile. Okay, and this oral exam will be compulsory in English. Okay. Concerning the languages, the qualifications are already available in English and French, and the Spanish version will be available in early 2021. Okay. So concerning now the procedure, okay, I suggest that we now move on this part, the procedure itself. So the registration as well as the progress. Okay. So in order to make the process as easy as possible, I will be your only point of contact. Okay, so from the time of the request for information to registration to passing qualification until results and certificates, you will be only in contact with me. Okay, so if we go through the process step by step, I would like, it would like this one. So first one, request for school qualification to EURHODIP. Second step, sending of registration documents, Excel format form, candidate identity card or passport, proof of the level allowing them to do the exam, and registration fees. Okay, so this is the second part. Third part, we agree a date. So the date will be chosen by mutual agreement between the school and EURHODIP. After that, receipt of access to the Moodle platform. So basically, username and password for each candidate. Okay, so the access to the exam is personal and unique. Each code gives access to one attempt for one student. Okay, so for the fourth part, Moodle platform. Fifth one, taking oral exam. So as we explained before, the EURHODIP member can be present virtually for the bachelor and physically for the MBA. And the last part is the publication of results. So you will receive the results within the maximum of 15 days, okay? And you will receive the signed the diplomas thereafter, okay? So request, registration document, agreement of a date, access to the platform, taking oral exam, and results. Okay, so these are the main 6 parts. Okay, and if a candidate doesn't pass his exam, he can reapply 6 months later. Okay, so they have to wait at least 6 months. Okay, and candidates will only be able to present themselves twice. Okay, no more. So I will not go into detail in each part, okay? But I will send you the EURHODIP qualification guide by email in a few days. We already sent that before the summer, but I will send it once again in the upcoming days, okay? And you will also find in this document the prices and conditions for each level of the 3 qualification level, okay? So there you go. I think that's about it, to have a global vision of how EURHODIP qualification work. And only thing before closing, I would like to stress the importance of promoting qualification by each of our members. Obviously, EURHODIP will work on promotion, but it's also important that you collaborate with us. We are counting on you to disseminate as much information as possible on the EURHODIP qualification about your students, of course, but also to the hotels or restaurants with which you usually collaborate. Okay, so it's also a way of showcasing the work of your school in order to convey European values and know-how in your students. So for any further information, do not hesitate to contact me by email at bruxelles@eurodip.com. Thank you very much for your attention, and we remain at your entire disposal. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.